Hello and welcome to my Strictly Come Dancing 2025 semi-finals recap and review. My name is Marsinger Homie, content creator and the host of Marsinger Homie's recap and review podcast, where I talk about TV, music, celebrities, and so much more. If this is your first time listening, and if you're listening on Spotify, then welcome to the podcast. If you are indeed listening to this, please download the episode, follow the podcast, and turn on the notification so you don't miss an episode when it drops out. Or if you're watching this on YouTube on my channel, then please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. And also you can always follow me on my socials, which is Instagram at @masked_singer_homie, and my YouTube channel, which is @masked_singer_homie, and you'll see that in the thumbnail of this podcast if you're listening on Spotify, of course. But it's the semi-finals for Strictly Come Dancing. I cannot believe it. It's honestly, this series has gone by so quickly, and I've enjoyed doing these reviews for the past few weeks on it, and I've just enjoyed every single moment doing it. It's been a blast, and just so we had the top four, which were Balvinda, George, Karen, and Amber, all competing for 3 spots in the final. And honestly, this was a fantastic episode. I just enjoyed every single performance that was delivered, and by the looks of things, the final is looking really good. I cannot wait for Saturday night when we are finally crowned a winner. And it's going to be so interesting because I think, I mentioned this before, that before Lewis got eliminated a few weeks ago, I thought for sure he'd be the one to end up winning the whole thing. But after he got out, it's kind of gone up in the end on who I think could win now. But I'm pretty sure I know who's going to win now after this week's episode. But I cannot wait to get into it. And also, after Strictly, we'll have the Christmas special, which I'll probably do a review on that, possibly, which, I mean, I probably will because, I can't miss the Christmas special. But yeah, I will be thinking of doing that. If you'd like to see that, I'm more than happy to do it. And of course, the Masked Singer UK is returning very soon, in only a few weeks' time, which, again, I cannot wait for another series of that. I've got some content for that, which will be out within the next few days. But anyways, I think we should just get straight into this week's recap of the semi-finals. So without any further ado, let's just get straight into it. So the way we're going to do it here is that the couples performed 2 times in 2 rounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically talk about their first performance and then their second performance all together. So it will just be all in one together. So I won't be doing round 1 first, then round 1, then round 2 next, because I think I just want to get it all into the one the one thing, if that makes sense. So let's just get into this week's review of the semi-finals, kicking off the night with the couple that did unfortunately go home this week, and that was Balvinda and Julian. So their first performance they did was the salsa to a Gloria Estefan medley, which was Rhythm Is Gonna Get You and Get On Your Feet, 2 absolutely brilliant songs here. And their second performance was the waltz to At This Moment by Bill Vera and the Beaters, I believe, but it was the Michael Bublé version. Is that the one? At this moment, I just double check. Billy Vera and the Beaters. Yeah, so that was the song I did. It was the Michael Bublé version. So let's talk about her first performance, which was the salsa, and I really enjoyed this performance. She really took this performance up there. It was a great routine. Just you could tell that Bal was just so into this, feeling the natural rhythm, the lifts that Julian did were amazing, and she really threw herself into them, which had great timing and basics. The confidence that she had shown throughout the competition after being in the bottom 2 so many times is so commendable. And by the way, the leapfrog that Julian did was brilliant as well. The great hip action, the amazing quality of the foot control, just the fluidity of the body was just fantastic. Again, those lifts that Julian did, it kind of reminded me of when Hamza did that with Joita back in 2022 and with his week 4 salsa, which was fantastic. But I absolutely loved this performance. And now we go on to their second performance, which was the waltz to Michael Bublé's, Billy Vera's At This Moment. And again, this was a wonderful performance to see. I love seeing Balvinda doing these waltz, and honestly, this was just wonderful to see. I think beautiful beautiful graceful footwork on the floor, great precision of the posture of the arms, good placements there. I really liked it, and just I actually would have given this a 10 myself. So both dances they did both got a score of 35 in total. They got 9 points across the board. Again, very good scores there. And honestly, I absolutely loved this performance watching it. Just the way she just did this waltz with Julian was absolutely wonderful, and that spin she did as well was so good. That was really really beautiful. And honestly, I have to say, Balvind has been an absolute warrior this whole series, because she has been in the bottom two more than anyone, which I just don't understand why she was in the bottom so many times, because I thought every performance she did was really good. And to be honest with you, a majority of the time she was unfairly there. She shouldn't have been there, in my opinion. I think maybe one I was like, okay, I can understand that, but the others I was just like, why is she in the bottom two so many times? Like, I don't see why she's been in the dance off so many times. But honestly, she has been a real fighter throughout the whole competition, and just to see her in the semi-finals was just amazing. And just she should be so proud of herself. And Julian, what a guy he is! He absolutely did this. His chemistry with her was absolutely wonderful, and just seeing their just nature building up as it went along was just wonderful. Just did I say nature? I meant friendship. I think my speaking is absolutely terrible today, but honestly, both Balvinda and Julian were absolutely fantastic this series, and I'm gutted they're not in the final, because that would have been a great storyline to see her in the final, because she actually could have won. To be honest, I actually do think that, because just but yeah, while I'm gutted she's gone, I think she did absolutely fantastic, and I'm so happy that she made it as far as she did. Next up, we had Ab and Nikita doing both. And to find the thingies here, I've got them here. So they did. So their first performance they did was the tango to Higher by Michael Bublé, and they did the couple's choice for round two to Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra, but it was the Ray version of that, which I wasn't. I was listening to. I was like, oh, it's a very different version of Fly Me to the Moon, because I know the Frank Sinatra version way more better. But anyways, let's talk about her first performance of the tango. I thought this was just, again, one absolutely fantastic as always. And honestly, the amount of hate that she's been getting, the amount of backlash this girl's been getting is just so unnecessary. Like, I can understand people saying, oh, maybe she shouldn't be here because she's got professional she's got some dancing experience. Personally, I don't have any issue with people who have dance experience on the show. Like, that doesn't really affect me, to be honest. It doesn't really bother me, but I can in a way I could sort of understand that in an extent. I don't know, but the amount of backlash she's been getting, the amount of hate is just so unnecessary. All she's doing is putting her heart out every single week. And the thing is, she wasn't even supposed to be on the show. She was the last minute replacement for Danny Dyer. And I mean, that I understood, drafting her in, that was fine. I didn't have a problem with that. So, the amount of backlash she's been getting is so unnecessary. And Amber, if you're listening to this, please keep your head up, girl. You really are a fantastic dancer, and a great human being as well. I think you're really nice, and don't listen to what those haters say, because they don't win anyways. Anyways, let's talk about her performance. Because this was absolutely fantastic. Just the amount of drama and of intensity in the performance. The intricacy was amazing. The footwork was brilliant. The way that both of them did this dance together was absolutely brilliant. The head movements, and she even did a little shoulder roll. That was really really cool to see. That was just I was like, okay, she's really showing off there in a really good way, by the way. But my goodness me, I think this performance was fantastic. They got a score here of, let me double check, a score of 37. I would have given this a 10, actually. I would have given this a 10 personally, but honestly, I think she really did well with this performance, and I love seeing the different styles of dance she does. And it's really great to see that that she's capable of doing so many good dances. And even though she's got some experience because she's been in the West End, it's really good that she can still learn these moves in a way. And the whole routine was fantastic with the amount of drama, intricacy, and just the whole routine itself was absolutely fantastic. Great connection between, and I just love Amber and Nikita together. They're just fantastic. And now we go on to their couple's choice to Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra, which was the rave version, and it was their couple's choice. And again, I love seeing the couple's choice, every time it happens on the show, because you get to see a side of a contestant which you wouldn't for any other dance. Just honestly, and it was the arrangement of the whole setup was absolutely fantastic. It was brilliant. I loved the whole, it really felt like something on the West End watching this performance. And again, the way both Nikita and Amber did this performance with such elegance, such beauty, and and by the way, that lift Nikita did was really impressive. That was just and again, the gracefulness they had, the amount of beautiful footwork was there, the synchronicity was beautiful. Just you could tell that this performance meant a lot to her, and that end spin with the flames, with Nikita holding her, that was really fantastic. And again, Amber has been such a great dancer throughout the whole. She's been a great competitor throughout the whole series. I mean, for me, she's in my personal pick to win, but I have to give credit where the credit is due, because every single performance she has done has been nothing short of absolute perfection. And just again, the journey she's been on to get to the final is truly amazing, because she's had quite the storyline of she wasn't even supposed to be on the show, then she got drafted in at the very last minute. Her and Nikita bonded within seconds, and just honestly, it's just beautiful when we have moments like this. And it really was a fantastic showing of what a truly great dancer and a human being I think Amber truly is. And she is just a real warrior as well. I have nothing but respect for her, and it really was just absolutely fantastic to watch both dances. And this got a perfect score of 10 as well, 40 on the doors. I completely agree, this was so deserving of a 40. And yeah, I was so happy. I'm actually really happy she's in the final, because she's really proving all the haters that she is doing well, and she's brilliant. That's what I can say. She's absolutely brilliant. Next up, we had Karen and Carlos with their first performance being the Waltz to One Moment in Time by Whitney Houston. I mean, what a song that is. And then they did the salsa to Turn the Beat Around by Vicky Sue Robinson for the second performance, which we'll get into in a minute. So let's talk about their waltz performance, because what else can I say to this performance other than this is single-handedly her best. This was her best performance, or one of her best performances she has done. And the amount of emotion she put into this waltz was just wonderful to see. And by the way, Whitney Houston is a incredible, one of the best voices of all time, and that song is just so powerful in so many ways. Just it was absolutely gorgeous to watch the whole performance, the way both her and Carlos absolutely connected with the song. The footwork was beautiful, the way the footwork was so gracefully swept along the floor. Just everything. This was just, it's one of those performances that just leaves you in tears. And I was practically quite emotional. I was actually tearing up watching this performance, watching like I think just thinking back, I would have not thinking back to her week at the start of the competition, I would not have had any confidence with Karen being able to do a performance like that at all. But my goodness me, she has come so far. She's just, it was just absolutely wonderful to see. And I believe she's actually the first a sports star, I think, to be in the final. I need to actually check this quickly. Hang on, I just need to quickly to see if I'm actually correct. Just give me a minute, quickly, folks. Denise, I think she holds the record. I think. I'll find it later. Don't worry. So, because I believe she's the first Olympic footballer. I don't know. She holds a few records, I think, and I'll have to find that out later. Is it on here or something? I really don't know. So my apologies if I can't. Oh yeah, I found it now. So she's actually the second female sports athlete to make the final since Denise Lewis back in Series 2, so all that long ago. And she's also the 7th overall sports athlete to make the final since Louis Smith in series 10. So those are some statistics there, which are very good. And I believe the first footballer, the first footballer to make it there, which is amazing. But again, this performance was so beautiful, and it really just shows how much progression she's made throughout the competition, which is just beautiful. And now we go on to the salsa to turn the beat around. And again, every time she does these incredible like upbeat tempo routines. She absolutely knocks them out of the park. She absolutely delivers them to another level. Like the whole routine with the movements of like the connection with Carlos, the footwork. Oh my, just everything about this performance was amazing. She came out with some crazy moves in this routine, like literally out of nowhere. It kind of cuts you off guard with sudden like uber techniques. Like this was so incredibly slick, and again, just watching some like the routines, like even Carlos did a spin as well at the end. I mean, just watching this performance back is just mind-blowing to how good this girl is. She is just this was just absolutely like this was something that, and this got a score of 39 as well. Both scores got 39. I think both of them deserved a full house in my opinion. It was just brilliant. I mean, oh my, I think at this rate she is now just solidified herself to win the whole thing after these performances. Like for me, I would be personally shocked if she didn't win. I think it's between her and the upcoming person, which we'll talk about. But for me, to see Karen win this series would just be absolutely fantastic. And just honestly, she truly is the most improved contestant I think the show's ever had. And it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful to see her progress so wonderfully. And I'm so happy she's in the final because she deserves this. She deserves to win. And I'm really hoping she does end up winning on Saturday night. And now we go on to the final two performances of the night in a way. We had George Clark and Alexis. Their first performance was to Valere by the Gypsy Kings, and their second performance was to We Speak No Americano by Yolanda Be Cool. So if I mispronounced that. But let's talk about his Is it samba? Yeah, his samba, because wow. Where do we start with this? So he started off playing the guitar. Pretend to play the guitar. Then he took his like kind of like suit off and then revealed he's got like an actual like he's got showing his chest a little bit here, and the way he does this, but with this performance, the amount of technique into this, the hip action, the foot movements, the spins, everything about the routine was absolutely fantastic. Even at one point, he did a little solo by himself on the table, which was so impressive. I was like, "Go on, George," with those moves. Honestly, this was absolutely fantastic. You just seeing his confidence growing every single week is just absolutely a joy. It's just a joy to watch, and you can tell his confidence has grown tremendously since the first performance he did on the show. I mean, his Paso Doble on week 2, I still think is one of the best performances of the series. I am actually going to do a top 10 best performances from this series very soon, so be on the lookout for that. I cannot wait to do that, to be honest. But yeah, this was just absolutely fantastic to see. Then we had his second performance to We Speak No Americano, and this was actually kind of like set to be. This routine was set as basically in the set of the In-Betweeners, and if you don't know what the In-Betweeners are, it's basically a show in the UK which is no longer on, but it's very funny, but it's also a bit not. Let's just say it's not family friendly. It's quite outdated, and it's funny, but like if there's any other like people listening from around the world who may watch the In-Betweeners, you wouldn't know all the jokes because it's very British. It's very British jokes here. But let's talk about this performance because he got a score of. Let me just double check. He got the score of. Well, he got a score of 35 overall. He got 37 overall. And I actually would have given this a 10 myself. I would have given a 10 too, to be honest. And wow, just again, I love seeing Charleston's on the show, and he really had fun with this performance. It was fantastic to see. I think Shirley mentioned it is one of his best performances he's done, which I agree with massively. And by the way, I loved the glasses he was wearing. He really looked like the character Mackenzie from the In-Betweeners, which I thought was pretty funny. And the school disco vibe was very cool because in the In-Betweeners they had the whole school disco episode. And honestly, this was like what George has achieved these couple of months is just incredible. He's basically shown youngsters out there that it is cool to learn a new skill, but he also just comes across as a very well brought up human being. Like he's so polite, he's just so humble. And that's what you want in contestants. I love seeing people like him, and you can tell how humble he is. And I think throughout the competition, he's really learned about his confidence. He's really grown that confidence so much, which is just wonderful. And to be honest with you, I would love to see him lift the Glitterball Trophy because he really, really would be a great winner, to be honest. As he's progressed so much throughout the whole series, and I think to see him win would just give him that confidence that he truly needs. But I love this Charleston. He really performed this fantastically, and just again the synchronicity. He did the lifts as well. He did some amazing lifts there, which were fantastic. Honestly, I'm definitely gonna be voting for George in the final, and I cannot wait because I already have a great feeling he's gonna once again give another amazing performance, and I just can't wait to see what he does because I think he's absolutely tremendous. So there you have it. That is my review on the semi-finals for Strictly Come Dancing 2025. Next Saturday night. Sorry. So this upcoming Saturday, it is the final for Strictly Come Dancing this year. I cannot wait. We have our three finalists of Amber, George, and Karen. I can't wait for the final. It's just going to be fantastic. But who do you think will be crowned the winner for Strictly Come Dancing 2025? Now, for me, it's honestly quite a tough pick, but I really think it's between George and Karen for the win at this rate because I think both of them have been getting the hugest online support. But in terms of, I mean, I would love to see George take home the victory. I think that would be great. But for me, Karen is the own is the like is like for me, Karen's the only person I'm thinking. Yeah, I can't see anyone else but Karen winning, in my opinion. But honestly, I just think Karen. So I'm stumbling my words here. Karen has just been absolutely fantastic. Probably the most improved contestant the show's ever had, and honestly, I just think to see her win would just be amazing. Again, she's just, I mean, all of them have been absolutely fantastic throughout the whole series. But my pick, who I think is going to win, is Karen Carney, and I really hope it is her. So that is my review for this week's Strictly Come Dancing episode. Do you agree with our finalists? Who would you have had there? Who would your top three be? Did you agree with the results? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. But thank you so much for listening to my review on the Strictly Come Dancing semi-finals. Again, who do you think is going to win the series, the final? Because I genuinely have no idea who it is, but I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Again, thank you so much for listening to my review. Make sure to follow me on my socials, which is YouTube, Instagram, like I mentioned before. Download the podcast episode, follow the podcast, and all that jazz. But again, thank you so much for listening to this week's review on Strictly Come Dancing. And of course, I will see you guys next time.